Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. This is exactly what we needed and this is exactly what we got. Juventus 3, Como 0, but it is especially the way how that is important that we will debrief in today's video. Video is a bit later than usual because you know it, the day after videos I love to take my time to go towards the stats, but not only to report you the stats, but try to link them, to explain the narrative of the game that we watched the day before. So I hope you are still there, I hope you are watching this video with a lot of curiosity because we will speak about football, we'll speak about the field, the thing that actually I love the most. And then the last part of the video, we'll speak about Mercato with Federico Chiesa, with Koopmeiners, with Kalulu, with Nico Gonzalez. Where are they? Are they still there? Will they leave? Will they join? We'll speak about all of that, but of course, first, the basics. For the first day after video, maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe and continue to subscribe to the channel, continue to comment, to give me your opinion. Thank you for all the people that yesterday tuned in during the watch along, but especially also in the post game. We were, I believe, at a certain moment 1,200 simultaneously to watch the journey of Thiago Motta and boys. So thank you for that. Now that we did that, can we finally start? Yes, we can. I am, and you know it, the most positive person on earth. I'm always believing, I'm always trying to share my optimism. And if I open today Tuttosport, what do I read? È una Juve da godere, per sognare. It's a Juve that we need to enjoy, to believe, to continue to dream about a fantastic, beautiful Juve. But even if I am optimist, I'm super happy, I have, like you, sparkling eyes. Calma. Calma, because I never doubted about a beautiful performance against Como. I never doubted about the result against Como, about the 3 points. Never, never. But I'm conscious that that game is the first game. It's football of August. It's not the real football yet. The one that we will see with longevity. At the moment, as we speak, the team is not complete. It's true that Inter, Milan, Napoli, Roma, they flopped their first game. And we can really happy with that. But that first game of the season is not a mirror of the reality. It's not because today we have 3 points, 2 points more than Inter and Milan, 3 points more than Napoli, for example, that will be the final ranking. There are teams that on paper are still stronger than Juve, especially this Juve, with an incomplete Mercato, without Koopmeiners, without a few players that we are still missing. So calma, game by game by game. But it was extremely important to start the season really well. It was extremely important to beat Como, to have these 3 points at home. It was extremely important also to show the football that we want to do. I tell you, it is today the video of the real first day after, because the games that we analyzed, Atletico Madrid, Brest, Nuremberg, even that family game, were training sessions, were tests, were actually games that we didn't win. It was games that we lost or we drew, but the games where we saw some progression of physical condition, of the ideas, because now from the theory we started to see these patterns that we were already anticipating, and I'm extremely happy about that. So yes, it was the real first game and I saw a lot of beautiful things. The thing that I really want to add on that is never judge a book by its cover. Never do that. I repeated it so many times last year when we saw the predicted lineups, and not even the real lineups, but predicted lineups. You always had the people that were already reacting, overreacting, already starting with negative opinions about the lineup that was predicted. And then when the lineup was correct or not official, before starting the game, you had even more controversy, even more toxicity. And the same thing happened yesterday when we saw that starting 11 chosen by Thiago Motta, the real first starting 11, when that big huge surprise, not that much the one of Danilo that we already anticipated, but the one of Bangula instead of Douglas Luiz, with a Kenan Yildiz playing in a new role, number 10 on the shirt, but also number 10 on the field. That 4-2-3-1, that at a certain moment you will see that we actually played a 4-2-4. A lot of criticism, a lot of what, why, WTF, we don't understand it. We are not happy with that. Look at that lineup. That lineup will never be able to compete. Even against Como, we will suffer again. It was actually all the contrary. When I see these predicted lineups and the official lineup, I always try to step back and try to understand why. There is always a why. Then that why is not equal to 100% victory or 100% right choices, but there is always a why. And that's what we did, and that's what we actually saw yesterday. Because it's true, that lineup could have scared a lot of people for the average age. The youngest ever starting 11 since Opta is collecting the data. So since 94, 95, 24 and 122 days. So 24 years and 122 days are the average age of the people that started yesterday that game. We can call it, like Corriere dello Sport, that goes with a really beautiful title, Thiago Gen, instead of Next Gen, Thiago Gen. A project that was launched by Andrea Agnelli, his idea, his illumination. Of course, not something that never existed, because it already existed in Spain, already existed in a lot of other countries, but Juventus was able to implement it at first, to launch that idea in Italy, to say that it was feasible, and if we needed a bit of time, we are able now to really see that it's working. Not only on the field yesterday, with at a certain moment simultaneously Fagioli, Kenan Yildiz, Bangula, and Savona, but also off the field, because it's true that we had to sacrifice, unfortunately, players a la Dean Huijsen, players a la Mattia Soulé, Barrenechea, Ealing Jr. We know it, but this is what it works. The best ones, the really best one, and also the one that are possible, will stay at Juve. The other ones will leave to cash in, to reinforce ourselves with other players, a la Thuram, a la Douglas Luiz, etc., etc. So that next-gen project is working, is really working well. And there are some players that we are not really familiar to, but they are surprising, like Mbangula, that is finishing on Gazzetta dello Sport first page for the young 20 years old Belgian player. First Belgian player, by the way, to score with Juventus Football Club. The youngest Belgian player ever to score in Serie A. Il colpo di Motta, Mbangula, titolare, e va subito in goal. The magic, the intuition of Thiago Motta, Mbangula starts yesterday and immediately goes in goal. The goal, a super emotion, are the words, of course, of Mbangula. That was extremely great from the next, or actually even before the next gen, from the youth academy sector to the next gen, and from the next gen to Juventus first team. Juventus first team start and Juventus in goal. A dream, that's what he said. Also, Locatelli spoke, and we'll come back on the words of Locatelli. But the game of yesterday, after 7 minutes, how did we line up? We saw with a 4-2-3-1, but if we were looking in detail, and you see it here on the image, we played that kind of 4-2-4, with a Cabal in first half, much more deeper, with a Cambiaso that was really playing in that kind of triangle, low as a right back, center midfield, and then as a wide player. Still in that first half, with Cabal a bit deeper, with Cambiaso a bit higher. Thuram and Locatelli double pivot in front of the defense. Bangula extremely wide on the left. Weah wide on the right, but a bit more central. And then Yildiz was nearly that number 10 that was going when he needed, also up, being a bit paired on that heat map together with Dusan Vlahovic. Things changed after that injury of Timo Weah, because that's where actually Juventus is changing Weah for Savona, also for him, first debut in the first team, with Savona deeper and Cabal a bit more higher. And that's where you see actually a Cabal difference between that first half where he was good and a second half where he was really, really great, especially with that assist for Dusan Vlahovic, goal cancelled, and we'll come back towards that towards the end of the video. But you saw 2 games of Cabal, showing also the versatility from Cabal himself, but also Cambiaso that starts as a right back, and then in the second half plays in the spot of Timothy Weah, really as an offensive player, and he finished the game. He closed the game with also a fantastic, beautiful goal with his left foot. Something that Thiago Motta is asking him a lot, and is also blaming him, because he says in front of the goal, you are not a killer, you don't do it enough. Well, yesterday he answered really positively. But how went the game? We see it with one of the things that I really love, the momentum. The momentum where you see a lot of green, home team, Juventus Football Club, that starts for 7-8 minutes with the ball, with possession, with ideas, with a lot of initiatives, changing solutions. And then you see for a big block the one of Como that I personally didn't appreciate a lot. Of course, it's start of the season, but when you are doing that, we saw it last year, after initial 10 minutes, we gave the ball back to the other ones. The other ones were starting to race on the field. It can be extremely dangerous, because you give conviction to the other team that they can do something. Honestly, Como has beautiful ideas. I'm not sure if at today they have enough quality to compete like a team like Juventus, even if it was the youngest team of Juve ever, even if it's an incomplete team, I am not sure. So they were not dangerous, but they were in ball possession. When you are playing against other teams, the Scudetto winners, Inter, Milan, Roma, Napoli, it could be potentially much more dangerous to give them for that long block that ball. And then Juventus is starting again with their own mission, the mission of keeping again that ball at the center of the project, ideas, playing one-touch football, combinations. We saw a lot of them. That second goal is a fantastic example. It starts from the back, from the left side of the field, coming again to Di Gregorio, involving the goalkeeper that is going to the right. That ball goes central, one-touch football with Locatelli. Then the ball goes to Mbangula, follow Mbangula. We stop, we play fast, we have that vision of Locatelli that is opening there. The ball is going on the other side at a certain moment, Mbangula. No, the ball is, Mbangula. Mbangula is going up. Yildiz in the back. Weah, that was already injured, unfortunately, with a fantastic, beautiful goal. First goal in Serie A for Team Weah that yesterday played 45 minutes really well. Sometimes decision making not on point, but grande Timo Weah. And then you see that second half that unfortunately, because of referee, because of cooling break, because of Como that was losing a bit of time, was a bit split in parts, but it was really beautiful to see an even better Juventus in that second half. Possession, nearly 60% for Juve, 57.8, which at the end was good, but I'm sure that we can do even better there. We won our duels, aerials on the ground. Then Juventus in terms of passes, and that's for me the biggest thank you. That's the thing that I'm actually the most happy about. That really great, huge improvement in pass accuracy. Yesterday, total game 92.2% pass accuracy, which are numbers that I never saw at Juve in the last few seasons. These were numbers that I saw in other teams, but never at Juve. So 92.2, but also in opposition half, 82.4. And if we are looking at the final third, a pass accuracy around 75%, which is extremely, extremely high for a team that we know had huge difficulties in that. Also in terms of shots, much more clinical from what we saw in the friendlies of this summer. 13 attempts, 7 shots on target, 2 post, the two of Dusan Vlahovic. We were extremely precise yesterday. We were taking our attempts from everywhere on the field, from inside the box, from outside the box, from headers. We tried from everywhere, left, center, and the right side of the field. The Juventus that was playing also everywhere. And that was the beauty of yesterday. I was watching non-ball movements, so off-the-ball movements. We had no ball, well, we weren't unmarking us, and that was another big, huge difference with the past, where players are asking for the ball, and players not only they ask for the ball, but they forget about being static. They are always moving on the left, on the right side, in the middle, up, down to receive these balls. Also, if they are obliged to change position, for example, Locatelli with the Cambiaso, or on the other side, Mbangula, etc., we are changing position to find the best position to be able to receive that ball, to create alternative, and that is working really well, because with the two center backs of yesterday, by the way, special mention for Federico Gatti as a captain yesterday, but if we are speaking about our two center backs, we know that if we go with static positioning, we have a problem, because our two center backs are not kings in launching the ball, in terms of long balls and having that accuracy. We saw it a few times, for example, with Bremer, that had that difficulty. When we are moving, it's way much easier. Juve Tris is the title of Gazzetta dello Sport. Inside, Felicità Motta, happiness. Mbangula is surprising. Yildiz is doing the magic. 3 goals, 2 posts. What a beautiful Juve. A Juve that is able to devastate Como. What are the ratings of Gazzetta dello Sport? You know that if there is one thing that I love in Gazzetta, is the ratings of the players, which I think that a lot of time, let's say 90% of the time, I agree with. Yildiz, best man of the match with 7.5, a 7 for Thiago Motta. The lowest rating, and they didn't say the worst one, but the lowest rating for Di Gregorio, which objectively I didn't see yesterday. 7 for Cambiaso, 7 for Locatelli, 7 for Kefren Turan, 7 Weah, 7 Mbangula, and then you see the one with a bit lower rating, but it's all 6.5 for Gatti, Bremer, Cabal, Vlahovic, Savona, Fagioli. No votes for Douglas Luiz, that played only 11 minutes. What I'm extremely happy about is that if I see the men that played yesterday, knowing that we are incomplete, knowing that we are in the beginning, and I see what they are able to deliver, I am sure that this Juventus will show us a lot of nice things during the year, even better things. That is not equal to we will win all the games, we will win the Scudetto, the Champions League, the Club World Cup, the Coppa Italia, the Supercoppa, but we will see a different Juventus with ideas. And you also saw it on that 2-0 at halftime. We enter again from the locker room, something that I really pay attention to, and we play without Como touching the ball. We go and find a beautiful goal cancelled later by the referee. My personal top 4 of yesterday come not in a podium, not in an order, but the 4-1 that I really enjoyed yesterday. I think it's the same as everyone. Versatility of Cambiaso, playing as a right back, as a center midfielder, as an offensive winger, that goal. Calcio, football of Kenan Yildiz. You see that movement at a certain moment that he's taking. Bah, fantastic. Yesterday, Kenan Yildiz was incredible. Humble on the field, not always looking for that extra thing, except at the second half when he's going and trying to chip the goalkeeper. But I love it. It is calcio, and there are moments where you can try, where you need to try, when you have that confidence, like, I can do it, I have the 10 on my back. It's for a reason that I'm paid a bit more than a week ago, that I am not only having the 15 anymore, but now the number 10. I am Kenan Yildiz, I can do it. So do it, my guy. The leadership of Locatelli that has been whistled from the supporters in the family game. Yesterday started to receive the first applauses. What a beautiful performance of Manu Locatelli. Always telling the teammates where to go. An orchestra maestro. He was really there everywhere. And then when he lost the ball, he lost it one time at a certain moment, recuperating that ball, never giving up. Something that we already saw, but it's not that is really beautiful from the game of Loca yesterday. Is his offensive support, is the fact that he's there, really there, and not always just being the one that will replace a Gatti or a Federico or a Gleison Bremer in the back. And then that unpredictability of Mbangula. Unpredictable because a lot of people are just discovering Samuel. Unpredictable also for the defenders that are in difficulties when Yildiz and Bangula are there on the left side. They never know who will take the ball, where they will go. Will they go outside of the field? Will they go inside of the field? They don't know. And they are always surprised about that velocity of thinking and applying things. Thiago, è la tua Juve. Thiago Motta yesterday spoke about Yildiz, like Fabregas, that said, guys, when you have a player like Yildiz on the field, tactics, not tactics, but these players are from another level. Technically, they have the quality that is incredible. But beautiful from Thiago Motta that said he was playing in an humble way, like Dusan Vlahovic was playing in an humble way. And then what a beautiful Locatelli. I don't need to teach something to Locatelli because he knows. But I'm confident about him, and Locatelli will play a lot of games this season, guys. Yesterday we saw what was impressing with the stats that we saw yesterday in Bangula. 171. So it's not the tallest player, it's not the most physical player, but the guy had 6 duels, he won the 6 duels, even one aerial duel. That shows you that, yes, it's true, he's shorter, yes, it's true, he's new, he could be afraid to play against these strong players of Serie A. Yesterday he showed that he doesn't care, that he's going on contact when he needs it, and he wins these contact, like Kenan Yildiz. 8 duels, 6-1, also him, really there to go into it. Cabal, 6 duels, 5-1, Kefren Thuram, 8-5, Manu Locatelli, 6-4, beautiful for Juve players in terms of stats. Gleison Bremer, 99 touches, yesterday 90 total passes, 85 passes succeeded, which brings to a 94. Every time that Gatti is there, he's giving him the ball. Every time that he had to go with his short pass, he's able to do it. But of course, he needs to increase these longer one, the most difficult passes, which is lacking too. But then we saw beautiful pass accuracy from players like Kenan Yildiz. 35 passes, 34 succeeded passes, that's 97%. A lot of players that increased it, we know it. Beautiful from Juve. And then the shots on target. I want to speak about Dusan Vlahovic. A lot of people will probably criticize Dusan Vlahovic, especially for that last one-on-one against the goalkeeper. Yesterday I can't criticize Vlahovic. I did a fantastic game, really fantastic game. Not a lot of touches for Dusan. Actually, I believe he touched the ball, if we are precise, 19 times, so it's not a lot. But one time he going with a header, that first one, that was absolutely not an easy one. And that's one. Then he's hitting the post because he has been deflected by the defender. Then he's trying to chip the goalkeeper. He's extra reactive on that header that goes again on the post. Dusan Vlahovic scores a fantastic goal that is then according to me, strangely cancelled. But yesterday, the movements of Dusan Vlahovic were really great. Of course, Juventus needs to improve. These blocks, as we already said, of giving the ball to the opponent, you will never have 100% ball possession, but pay attention that it's not keeping too long. And then the things that make me angry yesterday was that goal that was cancelled, because they cancel not Dusan Vlahovic being offside, not the one that is doing the assist Cabal being offside. They go towards, I believe, 5 players before where Cambiaso is offside, and he could potentially be offside. But the first thing I'm asking myself is, how do they know that he is offside? Because it's not even, in a way, part of that goal. It's so much earlier that it happened. It's really strange. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you show me that image that I'm showing you now on the screen, I can't objectively say yes, he was offside or not. I can even believe that he is offside. I can even digest it difficultly because it's Cambiaso and not Cabal or Vlahovic. But if you show me that image, we have a problem. Especially if later we discover that there are other images, screenshots, we will never know, that are showing us at least that there are some doubts, legit doubts from Juventini. And if we saw the same doubts against, or the first game, Genoa-Inter, and we see it here again, in one game Inter received the benefit of the doubt, here we were penalized from that doubt, it starts to be extremely annoying. And I say it today after match day 1 that we won 3-0 with a convincing performance, because I want to come back on it also if, unfortunately, we will not win. Don't tell me then, Beppe, you are crying or you're finding excuses. These things are, according to me, I'm not saying manipulated the game, because probably they are even correct decision, but they are putting the doubt in Tifosi and anger Tifosi, which at a certain moment you say, I really pay a lot for subscription for television. I invest also in Calcio, buying shirt, doing this, and this is how they serve me. It's something annoying, especially if you need to wait 5 minutes. It creates some doubts. Unfortunately, the other thing that I didn't like, and this is unfortunately the fate that is telling us yesterday, 2 more players injured. We knew. Thuram, we had some doubts because he went out early of the field after playing extremely well, by the way. Well, the 2 players, unfortunately, small injuries, they will be re-evaluated in 10 days. So we can already tell you that against Verona, they will not be there. Against Roma, they will not be there. And that's really annoying. After Miretti, after Adzic, we have again 2 players that are not there, especially in a part of the field where at the moment, as we speak, we don't have them. Should we recall Adrien Rabiot, that is free of contract, and that yesterday was watching the game from the stands? Jokes, guys. It was not Rabiot. And no, we will not do it because we have enough players in the midfield, especially if we are able to turn cope manners. But at the moment, he's not there. But up front, we need something. And Federico Chiesa is not the answer to replace Weah, because since yesterday we have these rumors that are starting to be extremely strong now, especially finishing on the page of Sport, Spanish paper, Opción Chiesa. There are apparently from Barcelona side 3 options. They want Luis Diaz from Liverpool, but Liverpool closed the door. There is a low cost, there is a high cost option. The high cost, to be honest, is Leao from Milan, but that will be extremely difficult because Milan has no intention to sell him. Not as closing the door as Liverpool, because we know it, there is a difference. If Barcelona is going with a huge cash, well, Milan wouldn't think about, why Liverpool is absolutely not thinking about it. And then you have that low-cost option that is Federico Chiesa, offered by his agent Ramadani to a few clubs, Chelsea, but also to Barcelona. He is interested. He would even agree to go there. Would it be a beautiful option? I think yes, because of course it would hurt me to see Chiesa at Milan, Napoli, Roma, or especially Inter. What about us, the entry mercato? After Rugani leaving yesterday, probably Nicolussi leaving today or tomorrow. Well, Kalulu apparently is a done deal and could land in Torino today. Maybe even Cope Manners today or maybe tomorrow. Let's see, but these 2 players are now, we can say it, done deals. The one that is starting to be a bit more complicated is the name of Nico Gonzalez, because Comiso, knowing that there is that betting war or that race for the player from Atalanta and Juventus, is increasing from 30s now at 35 and is starting to go towards the 40 million, which is way too much. And if this is what Comiso wants, what I will tell you, Rocco, thank you, Nico Gonzalez is an essential player for Thiago Motta, but you know what? We will try instead for Sancho. We will try instead. Why not? If the doors are open for a Ferran Torres from Barcelona. Guys, long video. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to be as complete as possible. day after analyze, but also mercato. Put a maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe. Grazie, forza. Juve.